Hi everyone. It's very common in our daily spoken language to express location of things, location of items, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do in French. It's a very common preposition of location, à côté de. So we use this all the time, so it's important to know how to express this idea. So we're talking about spatial relationships. We live in a 3D world, and we like to be able to express where one thing is in relation to another thing. And you can do that with this expression. So what does à côté de mean? À côté de means next to. So à côté de, next to. À côté de, next to. Let's burn it into your memory here. À côté de, next to. Remember, repeat as much as possible. It's very important. À côté de, next to. Okay, so we have the expression that we need to know here, next to. So how is this actually used in a French sentence? Well, it follows this little formula. French is a subject, verb, object language. So we have our subject, which is a noun, and then the verb, and then we use à côté de, and then another noun. So in English, noun, verb, next to, noun. What does that look like in a real sentence? Well, let's create a sentence here. If I ask you, hey, where is the book? Have you seen the book? Where is the book? I'm looking for this book. You might say, oh, it's next to the lamp. The book is next to the lamp. How do you say that in French? Comment dit-on? The book is next to the lamp en français. Well, let's start off with the word that we already know, which is next to, à côté de. I'm sure you know how to say book, so the book is le livre, le livre. Now we're missing our verb. Next is our verb. We just need our little verb here. So le livre, the book is, it's the verb être, a form of the verb être. Le livre est, and then à côté de, there's a liaison here. Le livre est à côté de. Le livre est à côté de. And all we need is the word for lamp. How do you say it? Lamp, the lamp in French. Voilà, la lampe, la lampe. So here we have a very nice, very beautiful, complete sentence in French. The book is next to the lamp. Le livre est à côté de la lampe. So à côté de is very useful when you want to say, well, one thing is next to the other. Okay, so let's try another example. What's another good example here? Well, we're describing our living room layout, which is probably pretty common to most people, having a chair next to a sofa. So if I want to say the chair is next to the sofa, comment dit-on ça en français? Okay, let's start off with the word for chair. La chaise, la chaise. La chaise, subject. Remember, if you're trying to put together complete sentences in French, it's always SVO, subject, verb, object. La chaise, and then verb. It's a form of the verb être. La chaise est. La chaise est. The chair is. La chaise est. Next to, you know how to say that now. À côté de. Remember, à côté de, the three words together function as a unit in French. You won't ever divide them up. It's always going to be à côté de for next to, just like next to. You never divide up next to in English. Okay, so the sofa, that's all we're missing. Comment dit-on the sofa? Canapé, canapé. And what happened here? Where's the de? Why do we have du? So let's back it up a bit. Beep, 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 haha. Okay, so you have the sentence here. La chaise est à côté de le canapé when you add in the le canapé. Well, what's wrong with this? Well, this is not grammatically correct. Why? Well, de and le is an obligatory contraction. So de and le actually contracts to du. So de le, du. So you won't say de le canapé, you would say du canapé. So when the noun is masculine, the de and the le contract to du. So here it is, just to kind of burn it into your memory. De le, du, de le, du, de le, du. Burn it into your memory. Obligatory contraction, du. Okay, so we have our very beautiful sentence in French then. The chair is next to the sofa. La chaise est à côté du canapé. La chaise est à côté du canapé. There you have it. How about another example? What else can we say? Well, how about the bus stop is next to the school? How would you say the bus stop is next to the school? Let's start with bus stop, and that is l'arrêt de bus. L'arrêt de bus. L'arrêt de bus. The bus stop. So we have our subject. Now we need our verb, et. So remember, this is a form of the verb être, to be. So the bus stop is l'arrêt de bus est. Next to, you know how to say next to, which is à côté de. So we have l'arrêt de bus est à côté de. We almost have a complete sentence. Notice the liaison also. L'arrêt de bus est à côté de, and we just need the word for school. So how do you say school in French? Comment dit-on school? On dit l'école, l'école. L'arrêt de bus est à côté de l'école. L'arrêt de bus est à côté de l'école. So a very nice, very beautiful French sentence. Okay, so as we finish up this lesson, what are our takeaways? First, next to. Next to, comment dit-on next to en français? À côté de. So be sure that you memorize this. À côté de. By the way, à côté de literally means to the side of. Côté, the word côté means side. So to the side of. À côté de, which to English we translate as next to, à côté de. So à côté de, next to, à côté de, next to. All right, the other takeaway is remember the obligatory contraction. De and le will contract to du. De le, du. De le, du. Okay? And then finally, the last thing we need to remember is how do prepositions function in an actual sentence? Remember, they are surrounded by a noun on one side and a verb on the other. So remember this little formula. So putting it all together, it's noun, verb, à côté de plus another noun. And that's it. So thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, I would appreciate it very much if you'd give it a like. Thank you, subscribers, as always, for your support, and click on a video here to go on to the next lesson. See you soon. À bientôt.